Harley Quinn returned this week with a brand new episode entitled Harley Quinn Highway. I'm Cave Joel, and in case you didn't already know, this is the video series where I give my thoughts and feelings on the episode that was, while also shouting out any comic book Easter eggs I can find. So, with that out of the way, let's all hop in, shall we? Picking up on the ever-evolving storyline of Poison Ivy, she's still being held hostage right now, but as they prove very early on, she's far from helpless. Why, they make a very funny crack about her being a crunchy-munchy eco-terrorist who is still ultimately pretty good with a gun. Now, as we discovered at the end of the previous episode, the facility where Ivy is being held is run by the very British Scarecrow, and after a fact, bankrolled by the Legion of Doom and Lex. I like the idea that in this universe, there is no loyalty among supervillains, and you're either with the Legion or against them. Harley desperately wants to save her friend, but the gun-toting henchmen of this facility are actually quite a bit smarter than your average goon. They shoot first and all at once. Who on earth could compete with that kind of competence, I ask you? No one. If she wants to pull this job off, Harley will need to get her crew back together, apologize for what she did, and try to show them that she's changed. It's hard going, they've all moved on to new gigs. Clayface is making Riddler's life hell right now by actually giving him notes during his villainous monologue. Dr. Psycho is playing Circus Psychic, and King Shark is back to work in IT, a fate worse than death. It's here we get a funny little background plot involving Denise and her boyfriend, who may or may not be cheating on her throughout the whole episode. When Harley does open up and apologize, I must say it's brief but very effective. She says that her crew is her family, and she treated them like her biological family treated her, as if to say, badly. But after slaying those inner demons in the last episode, she's ready for a big old do-over. And once everyone else learns that Ivy's in real danger, it's enough to get everyone on board, minus Cy Borgman, of course, who didn't even know the crew had broken up because he's a senile old man. Actually, Borgman gets a real beefed-up role this episode. He's the one who actually comes up with the idea to infiltrate the facility thanks to pretzel-wrapped wieners, a ploy no one with a human soul could ever hope to resist. I mean, come on, you dip them in a little Dijon and that's eaten right there, folks. Why, this episode even does that classic bit wherein a group of people try and look cool by walking in a straight line together a la Tombstone, and it's about as funny as you would expect. Now, what exactly is the Scarecrow's villainous plan? Well, he hopes to bind his own fear toxin to Poison Ivy's plant pheromones, in doing so conquering Gotham, or at the very least just messing the city up. Honestly, it's more creative than his last 6 comic book plans, so credit where it's due. He also tests the new stuff on Ivy, causing her to go into a fear-induced fit. To save her, Harley and the crew must enter her mind so they can help her slay her greatest fear, much like they entered Harley's mind in a previous episode. This is cool because we also get a little glimpse into what exactly Poison Ivy's origin for this show is. For the record, they seem to adapt a fair amount of the Neil Gaiman stuff from Secret Origins in '88, wherein Pamela Isley is from a wealthy but ultimately emotionally abusive family. It's interesting to note that she's shown to be green even as a little child. I wonder if this was some sort of artistic flair to remind the audience, yep, that's Ivy, or if that she really was born like that in this universe, powers and all. Granted, a bad dad is not Ivy's truest fear. That honor goes to, wait for it, Harley herself, in a scene that even the characters know is straight up taken from Star Wars. This means heading into the final battle with Scarecrow, the two friends will need to mend fences and work through their issues if they don't want the Gotham Reservoir to be poisoned. And I mean, really, is there anything more super heroic than stopping the Gotham Reservoir from being poisoned? If so, I can't think of it. And it's here we reach the big, bad, impressive action scene for Harley's Highway, and the reason for the episode title. You see, to give chase to Scarecrow and his fleet of trucks, the crew must climb inside Borgman, who isn't only a spy, he's also a transformer. Transmorpher, who can, get this, transform into the Griswold station wagon at will. What's not to love? Heck, the episode even calls back to the fact that Harley got a highway named after her, and fittingly, it's a black and red Mario Kart nightmare course. I really dig what the animation department did here, capturing the feeling of speed while also seamlessly blending both traditional animation and more computer-based animation. It also reminds me a lot of that Gorillaz music video. You all know the one I mean. In the end, Ivy reveals to Harley that she's her greatest fear because she's her only friend, the only thing she can't control, and the only only person in her life she actually fears losing. And Ivy did lose Harley to the Joker again, if only for a few minutes, and it stung. Harley agrees with her, showing how much she's grown and changed by blowing up her own statue to highlight that she's moving forward and isn't going to be ruled by vanity or trying to get the respect of people like the Joker anymore. It's a big promise, and you gotta wonder if she's going to be capable of keeping it for the remainder of the show. And so that was Harley Quinn Highway, and I must say this episode married a lot of the show's best attributes. It was funny, with lots of jokes coming fast and furious. There was a ton of callbacks as the series builds its own internal lore. We got to learn more about Poison Ivy, and it looks like her friendship with Harley may very well have turned a corner. Heck, we get to see Harley and the crew kinda act like superheroes without even realizing it. Oh, sure, they failed to save the day technically, but in the end they tried, and that's kinda cool. Overall, I thought this was another real winner of an episode, and so that'll just about do it for me, Cape Joel, everyone. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, why not try liking and subscribing so you always know when a new video is coming out. Until then, everyone, bye-bye.